If someone approaches you and says, I'm an investor, I'd like to buy your business, what's your first move? If your answer is send them the accounts, or even, yeah, okay, let's have a meeting, then I've got some bad news for you. That buyer might not be who they say they are. And if you're not careful, you could waste 6 to 12 months on someone who was never capable or never intended to buy your business in the first place. Let me explain. I'll walk you through 2 major types of fake buyers, how I personally caught one out before he wasted my client's time, and some practical vetting questions that will help you spot the real from the rubbish. So I'm an exit planner. I help business owners prepare, position, and sell their businesses the right way, not hand it over to the nearest bloke with a fancy job title and a pitch deck full of air. And over the past 6 years, I've seen more and more fake buyers come out of nowhere. People pay thousands of pounds for online courses on how to buy a business for £1. Quite literally, you heard me right, £1.
I'm going to make you a millionaire. Trust me.
They're taught how to walk into conversations with sellers, offer structured payments or seller finance, and scoop up profitable businesses using none of their own money. They're taught to say things like,
we'll buy you out over time from the profits we'll create, and you'll make more in the long run, and trust the process, we've done this before.
And here's the scary part. Many sellers fall for it. And when faced with reality, they realize that some of these buyers have no assets to their name and no experience. Zero. These guys are very good at talking. They're great salesmen, but not great business operators. They've got the perfect pitch prepared for you, including fake team pages on their websites with corporate investment partners, board members, and a link to their modern slavery policy, just to make it look big time. But they don't have cash, they don't have credibility, and they sure as hell don't have your best interest at heart. Let me tell you about a buyer who approached me on behalf of a client last year. Polite, confident, claimed to represent an acquisition group. Talked about portfolio growth, M&A roll-ups, all the usual buzzwords and, trendy terms that they use. But something didn't sit right. When asked why they were interested in the business, he just said that they were
sector agnostic and looking for profitable good businesses.
Like the business that we were working with. When pushed on who the business partners were, he said it was a group of highly experienced investors and operators. Okay. So I did what anyone with common sense would do. I searched their name on Companies House. And what did I find? I found 5 previously dissolved companies, each one registered and shut down within a couple of years. None had ever filed full accounts. No signs of trade, just one Phoenix company after another. So then what did I do? I reverse searched their current registered address, and guess what? It was a WeWork in shortage. Now, I'm not against co-working spaces, we've all got to start somewhere. But if you're claiming to run a multi-million-pound acquisition group, and your office is a hot desk, and your trading history is nothing but corporate graveyards, well, yeah. I'm not sending you my client's P&L. And so our next conversation went something like this.
Hey Boris, what's the issue?
Have you guys got proof of funds?
Look, we have millions committed by our partners. Are you going to make the introduction or not?
I think I'm out.
Here's how their playbook goes. They approach with confidence. Say they're well-funded, they agree to whatever terms the seller wants initially. Cash up front, part financing, full valuation, whatever it takes. Why? Because they don't intend to pay that amount. Their goal is to hook you emotionally, get you imagining retirement, holidays, and finally being done with the business. And then they start dragging things out. Endless requests, picking holes in your numbers, raising issues to justify price reductions, and slowly shaving off value bit by bit. That happens until the deal is shell of what you agreed originally, and you're so deep in it emotionally, you say yes anyway. They might even offer you shares in a new company or structure a deal that puts them in control while you wait on future profits that never arrive. That's how a lot of owners lose their businesses and never get paid. Dozens of sellers get sold on promises and get absolutely nothing when the enterprise doesn't work out because the buyer has no experience in their industry. Absolutely brutal. Now, let's talk about another fake buyer, the time waster. This one is not trying to trick you into a deal. They're just, wasting your time. Sometimes it's someone curious about the industry, and sometimes it's a competitor fishing for information. Sometimes it's a would-be entrepreneur who wants to start a business like yours and thinks that reading your numbers will give them the shortcut. They'll say all the right things, sign an NDA, ask good questions, maybe even draft heads of terms. Then they ghost you or pull out at the last minute with some vague excuse. Meanwhile, you've handed over 80% of your internal knowledge and lost 3 to 6 months of sale momentum. So, how do you spot the serious from the smoke? Here are 10 questions I use when vetting buyers and how to interpret their answers, and these are questions that other professionals use as well. What businesses do you currently own? Then check Companies House to verify. If they've shut down 5 companies in 5 years, ask why. It's possible that they were just bad at planning, but it's not unheard of to come across a buyer claiming that he's new to the space, but then it turns out that he's a director at another company that is in direct competition with yours. It can happen. It has happened. Why this industry? If they say they're open to anything with cash flow, run. Serious buyers have a reason, a thesis, a focus. Next, how long have you been looking? What deals have you done? Ask them to name a business they've bought, or at least the lawyers or brokers they work with. If they can't and deflect with
I've got people who handle that.
red flag, who is funding the deal? Do they have proof of funds, a lender, a partner? You don't need to see bank statements on day one, but if there's no clarity, be very, very cautious. Can you send over a summary of your acquisitive criteria? If they're legit, they'll have a document. If they stole, they're probably winging it. How many people are on your team, and are they full-time employees? Fake buyers often use fancy titles for freelance VAs. Corporate investment partner, at a one-man company? Please, give me a break. When was your company formed, and what has it done since? If it was registered last Tuesday and has no accounts, don't hand over sensitive data. What's your timeline for completion, and how quickly can you move to heads of terms? Vague answers, no plan. No plan, no deal. Who are your legal and financial advisors? Genuine buyers always have someone. If they say, we'll find someone when needed, walk away. Would you be open to providing proof of identity and funding pre-letter of intent? You don't need full AML checks, but a simple willingness says a lot. Now, you don't need to interrogate every single buyer like it's MI5, but if someone wants access to your life's work, then they should be ready to answer a few basic questions. So next time someone says,
We'd love to explore buying your business,
don't get flattered, get cautious. And if you want help running these checks, or you've got a potential buyer and you're not sure if they're real, feel free to reach out. If it's not myself or someone from our team, we can put you in touch with an experienced broker who will do the vetting for you, which is a crucial part of selling a business. If you found this useful, please do subscribe and drop a comment if you've ever had a dodgy buyer approach you. Next time, I'll walk you through some buyer tactics that buyers use to chip away at your valuation. But for now, until next time.